He had an illustrious footballing career, playing for Aston Villa, Derby County and Nottingham Forest. But behind the scenes, Gary Charles was battling alcoholism. After a number of run-ins with the law and 2 prison sentences, he decided enough was enough and sought help. Well, now, 15 years after retiring from professional football, he's turned his life around and today launched a sports clinic to help other players dealing with similar issues. Laura May McMullen's been to meet him.
Tease them. He conjured this opening for fullback Gary Charles's first goal of the season.
Every club I've been at, I've got fond memories. I was fortunate enough to have a bit of success with most of the teams as well. I think I played in final for Villa, Derby and Forest, so that was great. Our times at Aston Villa were great.
What fans didn't know is that throughout his career, Gary Charles was battling alcoholism off the pitch. And when he retired in 2002, his drinking spiralled out of control.
I knew from quite young that there was issues around alcohol. I could never have envisaged to the extent that it would go. I wasn't a drinker that went out partying and enjoying myself. I isolated, so my drinking was quite sad.
Now he's in a good place, and he says he doesn't want today's players to suffer in silence like he did, and that's why he's now set up his own support service.
For a young lad today, I would just say, talk to someone if you feel a little bit anxious about what you're getting up to, whether it's drinking, drugs, whatever, gambling, whatever it is. We see people with all different kinds of problems. It could be playing the PlayStation 24 hours a day. There's all kinds of different problems. Just speak to someone.
Other players say they wish they'd had such support during their careers. Is one of the hardest things then admitting there's a problem?
Yeah, massively. For anybody, for any person, it's like coming to the reality that you have an addiction or you have a problem. I think there's that factor that, wow, God, I need help, but I can deal with this myself.
You're no longer a footballer anymore, and you're no longer this superstar. Almost, was you ever a superstar? And I think it is difficult to come to terms with. I feel like personally I've made, the correct decisions to get around that, but I know that, players will need help. I could have done with some help as well.
I just know what it's like to be a young professional footballer with certain things that I maybe should have spoke to someone about.
He says football can be a ruthless industry and there shouldn't be a stigma about seeking help. He's urging players to talk about their problems. Laura May McMullen, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
Yeah, good to see some familiar footballing faces there too. And it is